If I had to keep just 10 clone fragrances for life and ditch the rest, these would be my must-haves. These scents hit hard, smell expensive, and because of that, they're absolute keepers. First up, we need to secure the powerhouses. These are the fragrances that dominate any room. These are heavy hitters and always make a statement. So from Parfums Vintage, I'm starting with Intrigo Devastante Intense, and this is a clone of Dolce & Gabbana by Man. This is an incredibly refined scent, and it has that nostalgic barbershop feel, but it also has this modern twist. It's cinnamon, sandalwood, and a little bit of tobacco here that makes this fragrance feel warm but also still elegant. To me, this one's perfect for any weather and one of those fragrances that you spray on when you just want to smell like a gentleman. Next up, I'm going with Alexandria Fragrances No Shade for Nomad, which is inspired by Louis Vuitton's Ombre Nomad. This is dark smoky oud with this rich leathery depth. And as you might expect, this one comes off powerful, a bit mysterious, and if you're new to the fragrance world, this could even be a little intimidating. I'd say that this one's perfect for the evenings, formal events, or just when you want to feel like you're owning the room. For me, this one's as cool as a laid-back speakeasy, but this one still means business. Look, if you're keeping just clones for life, you gotta make sure they have presence, and those heavy hitters have never let me down. Now, you just can't have heavy hitters, you also have to have these everyday warriors, the ones that are good for any occasion. And for that, I'm starting with Armaf's Club de Nuit Intense Man. This fragrance is smoky, pineapple, and musk, and when I think about this scent, this is the first clone fragrance I ever talked about on this channel, so it only makes sense that it's a for lifer. Honestly, I can't think of many occasions where this fragrance wouldn't work. I'm thinking office, dinner dates, casual nights out, kicking it with the guys, hell, even a funeral, this fragrance gets the job done. Now, if you couldn't tell by the smoky pineapple, this one is inspired by Creed Aventus. Not exactly the same, does have a few nuances and changes and differences, but it does give you that same similar feel. Next, we're circling back to Alexandria Fragrances, and this one is Fire of God, what happens to be a recreation of God of Fire. Now, this fragrance is one of those scents that are perfect for any occasion, but will really stand out and shine during the warmer weather. It's fruity, it's tropical, and it's sweet, and it has amazing performance. And when you got a fragrance that smells this good, you want it with you for the long haul. It's mango, ginger, lemon, and red berries, and this one is a very different type of fruity fragrance, but once people get a whiff of this one, they can't get enough, so trust, it has to stay with me for life. Look, the versatile clones are like your everyday armor. You just suit up with these and you are prepared to take on anything. Now, what I'll tell you is that over the years, what I've learned is although it's good to have versatile fragrances, sometimes you just want to smell different, and that's where this next batch of clones come in. Next up from Orientica, we have EXO Exclusive Old Fashioned, and this one here is a clone of Killian's Angel Share. Now, you guys out there know that I'm a huge fan of that fragrance, and this one provides me similar vibes. Now, aside from the smell, what I really like about this fragrance is that they took presentation into account and made sure that it felt good in your hands. Now, the fragrance, phenomenal. It's boozy cinnamon and sweet praline, and it makes you feel like you're wearing this whiskey cocktail, but without being an alcoholic. And just like the fragrance, this one here is modeling. It's rich, it's warm, it's perfect for those close encounters and cuddle buddy activity, and it's one of those fragrances that you need to be looking out for. Now, when it comes to the Angel Share clones, I'm going to say that this one here is top shelf, which is why I'm choosing this one over any other. Now, another fragrance that deserves some heavy consideration from Fragrance World is Coco Morado. And this is a recreation of a fragrance from a house that I've been really digging almost everything I smell from them, and that's none other than Maison Crivelli. Now, the scent they're recreating is Oud Credenza, and think of something that's dark, spicy, obviously oudy. This one's powerful without being overwhelming, and this is really geared toward that colder weather. So if you're watching this in the spring and summer, this is one that you're going to grab ahead of time to make sure you're ready to take on the day when the temperatures dip. This one's like rolling up to a fancy event in a classic muscle car. It's loud, but it's still classy. Unique clones are like chess moves, and they're also a subtle flex. You wear them and people will remember that you came up and showed up like a big dog. I mean, next, I got a group of fragrances that may not get all the hype, but let me tell you, once you wear these, you know that you showed up right. First up from Al Hermine, we have Royal Stallion, and this one is a recreation of Pegasus from the House of Parfum de Marly. This one's creamy, it's bitter, it's almond, and all the things you would expect from a Pegasus clone. It's classy, it's refined, it has a subtle sweetness that just makes it irresistible. But years ago, I used to give the top shelf award to Craze from the House of Armagh, but Al Hermine, this one is a beast. Personally, I would feel confident wearing this one to a black tie event. The performance is there, the longevity is there, it projects extremely well. And again, this one comes into you for way less than the price point in which you would get with Pegasus. Now this next one does get more hype than some of these other ones, but to me, it's still an underdog. And from the House of Lattafa, we have Fucker. Now this is a clone of YSL's YEDP, and when you think about that fragrance, it just comes off like a powerhouse scent. I mean, it's fresh apple, it's ginger, it's smooth, and people really do enjoy that DNA. To me, this one's like the guy at the office that gets along with everyone. There's no undercover alliances. He's just going on doing his own thing, and people like him. Yet again, we have another fragrance that I can't imagine a time where this fragrance would not work. Although you might find other fragrances to better suit the occasion, this fragrance would work in almost any occasion, so therefore it's like a silent assassin. Now I came across this fragrance last year, and since I've had it in the collection, let me tell you, this has been a secret go-to for me. And this one is Dua on Lafayette, and obviously this is a recreation of Barnum & Non's Lafayette Street. Now someone just sent me a message saying how good they found Barnum & Non's Lafayette Street to be, and if you don't have quite the budget for Lafayette Street, then this is a scent that could work. Now I think back to the original video when I got the opportunity to try this scent. Both my wife and my son, I believe, thought that this was the better between the two, which isn't totally unexpected, because I've said this once before and I'll say it 1,000 times more, that clone fragrances sometimes have this advantage because they take all of the things that people say were wrong with the fragrance, and if it's done right, they have the opportunity to fix them and oftentimes come up with a fragrance that meets more people's needs. But enough about that. This one is warm vanilla with this hint of floral freshness. It's creamy, it's comforting. Something about this fragrance is sophisticated while still being sexy. And what I'll say is that this one has this fresh out of the shower, clean laundry vibe, but it still feels like a fragrance that people are uber attracted to. I don't know why I keep saying uber. Now, in my opinion, this fragrance will work great with your summer linens or your winter cashmeres. You can wear this fragrance and really stand out. It's smooth, it's impressive, and it's built for that well-dressed guy. And this next underdog is one that I used to talk about quite a bit, and today it should still be talked about and celebrated, but not many people are doing it. From the House of Alexandria Fragrances, we have 1981X, and this is a recreation of Xerjoff's Nexos, and let me tell you, this thing is a beast. Now with this, you're getting everything you would expect from Nexos. It's aromatic, it's sweet, it's honey, it's tobacco, also had this rum feel to it, but this thing comes in at a quarter of the price point, maybe even less, and the fragrance is phenomenal, performance is next level, and the compliments are mind-blowing. This fragrance alone has won many weekly fragrance rotation videos, and I feel like if I put it back in the rotation today, this one would still dominate. The only thing I would caution you to do is that this one is for the more mature man out there. If you're about 13 or so, this is probably not going to be for your demographic. But if you're like 25 plus, this is a fragrance that when you spray it on, people are going to feel like you are a refined, well-groomed gentleman that knows what he's doing. And these underdogs are like my secret weapons. They may not get all the hype or all the praise, but I can always count on them when I need them most. Now listen, if your collection doesn't look like this, then it may be time to hit the reset button. These clone fragrances cover all the bases. We're talking power, versatility, uniqueness, and reliability. The rest, honestly, you can just throw them in the trash. Now, if you're looking for more clone fragrances everyone's dipping their beak in, then click here to see clone fragrances everyone's buying in 2025.